What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I'm back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still supporting.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 123 to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023, and here we are, we're already in week 123. Now, for the people who may be confused why I'm at 100 something, is because when I first started this, I just said I'm going to keep counting forward, and I took a survey and everybody said just keep counting forward and go as long as you can go, right? So pretty much technically it's week 123. So if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the chat and it's free to sign up for. Of course, we can continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it, right? Okay, and obviously I have been keeping up with sports, watching the NBA playoffs right now, man. So pretty much I don't necessarily have a favorite, but it has been exciting thus far. But anyway, man, enough rambling. Let's just get started on this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, I end things off on a Friday and pick right back up on Saturday. So pretty much this one should be a quick one, so to speak, because right now I'm going to go over Saturday and Sunday, which means the kid pretty much just took a much needed rest break. So I pretty much was in the crib the entire weekend, kind of locked in, did some editing, and I was in none other than my old favorites and super comfortable buddies, the Yeezy Slides, the pure colorway, right? Okay, now I know at this point the camera probably is going to do this some type of justice if the angle and everything is right, and you can see the dirt magnet that these have and just the way I've wore it and tore these. But these are my around the house, take out the trash, run some errands real quick. Nothing special about these right here, even though I technically paid resale for these guys back in what I want to say 2021. So what, I've had these going on 5 years, so safe to say that I've gotten my money's worth, and I do have other Yeezy Slides, but these are kind of like my old favorites, man, because they're technically not broken, and this is just that one particular pair where if you watch any video or anybody who's had them, you'll learn real quickly that this just particular colorway is a dirt magnet. But they are, to be fair, super duper comfortable, is why I kind of keep them by the door, right? They're just like my grab and go slides, right? Okay, I think we all have a pair of these. So this was my Saturday and Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy Slide Pure. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Monday. You know the kid work a full-time job, so right back into work, and yes, it's another week where we're gonna have on and off rain, but I try my very best to not just make it all 11s. Will there be 11s in this rotation? Most definitely, and we're gonna start it off right here with one of my favorites, is the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam. Now these are the one from 2016 to the best of my knowledge, because we got that 45 on the back of these guys right here. Another timeless classic sneaker, and I think as me and Manny with the Kicks have been saying that it's time for Jordan Brand them to bring out another one of these Space Jams, maybe next year if we're lucky, because we know we're probably not getting them this year in 2025. But with all that being said, still looks good on feet and still well kept to the best of my ability. One of my favorites in my collection. In fact, some of my coworkers could probably say this is probably my favorite because I probably wear this a lot, and probably you guys are probably saying okay, yeah, you definitely wear 11s around the clock, but really it's based off my area. And to be honest, when we get in that spring/summertime, we get hit with random rain showers all the time. And so these are some shoes that I feel the most comfortable, where if they're gonna get wet, they will be okay. Like that mesh, even this material on the tongue, it's very durable for whenever you're going through that rain or type of water where you don't want to mess up your shoes, and they're going to be okay after they dry. This is a shoe that you want to do that in, at least for me anyway. So this was my Monday shoe, the Air Jordan 11 Space Jam. Cool, now we're going to move right along on to Tuesday, right back at work. This time, no rain finally. So a shoe that we have probably been mentioning unconditionally, we're not even trying to bring it up, because we have other shoes that are coming out that they're making a I guess you can say another addition to the series. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 1s And this is a part of that Reimagine series, and these are the Lost and Founds, right? Okay, because we do have, pretty much by the time I drop this video on the weekend, we should be having the UNC Reimagines. We had the Air Jordan 5 Reimagines. You know what I'm saying? They've hit us with the Air Jordan 3 Reimagines. So pretty much this is just, I think, another one of those additions to the, well, this one was the first one, right? Okay, the one that everybody kind of went crazy for, the one they got right first. Now, the rest of them, they don't really, they're called Reimagine, but they don't have like a unique name like this one. Now this one, these were called the Lost and Founds, but it was supposed to be a Reimagine theme. And obviously as we get the UNC Reimagines, it's supposed to be, you know, that follow up to these, right? Okay, so again, the other ones I can think of off the top of my head was obviously the Reimagine 3s, and then we had the Reimagine 5s as well. And if I'm missing one, feel free to correct it down in the comment section or let me know. But yeah, I feel like I hadn't worn these joints in a while, and this was definitely a tough cop, even though they like restocked it, I want to say more than once. I still had to end up paying resale for these guys, but I went on and bought them before it went crazy because it's basically an Air Jordan 1 Chicago, man. And I feel like they got this one right. So again, I could be like kind of like maybe tired of Jordan Brand doing this Reimagine stuff, but also I want to say they did the, I guess you can say the what am I looking for, the pretty much the black and red 3s too. They did those, which in my opinion, those are reimagined, but they're not like reimagined compared to, like, they're not as obvious, even though the leather on it is more slick on them joints right there. But yeah, just not for me, right? Okay, but even though I end up copping them anyway, so yeah, they've done several different colorways with these right here, or we'll say the Reimagined series is what I'm trying to get in there, right? Okay, so I knew I was forgetting one, so obviously we did get the black and red 3s as well. But anyway, this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Founds or the Air Jordan 1 Reimagined Chicago. You let me know down in the comment section what you call it. Anyway, gonna move right on to Wednesday, and I guess I wanted to keep the theme just rolling here. So pretty much Wednesday, right back into work, and the kid stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagines, right? Okay, now y'all know I got rid of my like last pair, which was like technically the Air Jordan 3 White Cement 88s. I had sold those joints on eBay, so that's in a lucky home now. But these right here, I feel like I wasn't wearing enough, and I'm pretty sure I have worn these at least like 1 or 2 times. But I was like, the only way I'm going to get these in rotation, I had to get rid of, I guess what, I had my own version of Reimagines, right? Okay, but anyway, this was my Wednesday shoe, White Cement Reimagined joints, and I know a lot of people was complaining about the elephant print. My pair looked just fine, but again, I think they did mass produce these, and yes, I'm aware these did hit the outlets, but I don't regret my purchase, man. It's still a timeless classic sneaker, and it's arguably one of my favorites in my collection too. So this was my Wednesday shoe, Air Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined. Cool. Now I'm going to move right on to Thursday, right back at the work. Again, this is where that rain kind of picked back up. So I want to wear something that I know for a fact if it got wet, it's going to be okay. Granted, this colorway was probably not the best choice, but it is what it is. And I stepped in none other than another Air Jordan 11, and these right here, Legend Blues, as I know them as the Columbias, but we call them the Legend Blues. A lot of people didn't really go crazy over these. In fact, my pair in the camera is probably going to do some type of justice. It's time for me to clean these joints right here, especially this shoe right here. Looks like it just could use a good wipe down. One of my favorites in my collection. I know a lot of people really wasn't going crazy over these, but I had to have them. And I know like Dunce can vouch for me. In middle school, I used to wear a lot of like blue colorway, right? I used to call it baby blue back then, but you know, we can call it light blue, we can call it UNC, we can call it Legend Blue, whatever, what have you, right? But it's still one of my favorites in my collection. And at the end of the day, when my shoe is majority white, can you really go wrong with it? It's rhetorical. But anyway, this was my Thursday shoe, was the Legend Blue Air Jordan 11, aka the Air Jordan 11 Columbias. I've been waiting for a long time for these joints that came back out, so I was really excited to pick up my pair back in, I want to say, what, 2024? But anyway, this was my Thursday shoe. Cool, now we're going to move right on to Friday. Again, the rain really was scheduled for this one right here. Another shoe where, this is kind of like my alternative where if I don't put on 11 and I know it's going to rain, I'm not afraid for it to get wet because I feel like it's going to be okay because it's durable. But I don't do like my newest ones I picked up, but I do pick up one of my old faithfuls, I like to call it. And I'm talking none other than the Nike Foamposite, and these are the Eggplants, aka the Penny Hardaways. Yeah, and this is the pair from 2017. These things are durable, man, and you can probably hear this against the mic as I'm knocking on them. Very durable. A shoe that now, where you get them, you can go true to size. But I remember back in the day, if you went true to size in these joints, you had to break them in, right? Okay, and this is one of these pairs that you had to break in. Now the ones that I've been picking up lately, they've been coming ready to go fresh out the box, man. So arguably, yeah, that's one I'm not afraid to get wet, and I feel like it's a timeless classic sneaker. And I feel like if you're into foams, I feel like everybody's gonna have at least an eggplant colorway. Pause. But it's kind of one of those timeless classic, and yeah, Penny Hardaway logo on the back, still one of my favorite shoes in my collection. And I think this was kind of kicked off my foam journey, and I just kind of been, you know, slowly stepping in and diving in more and more, right? Okay, some say it's a DMV thing, some say it's an NY thing. I say both, or for whoever want them, right? Okay, now this was my Friday shoe, was the Nike Foamposite Eggplant. Cool, man. So pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.